Hello viewers, I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. The Indian diaspora, now the largest overseas community in the world, continues to make profound contributions globally. With a presence across industries like technology, business, healthcare and more, they drive significant economic growth and innovation. Their remittances play a crucial role in India's development, reinforcing strong ties between India and its people abroad. Furthermore, Indian communities have become cultural ambassadors, spreading the country's rich traditions of food, fashion and festivals. Take a look.
The Indian diaspora comprises the world's largest overseas diaspora. Spanning continents and cultures, this vast network of Indians abroad not only contributes significantly to the economies and societies of their host countries, but also plays an essential role in India's progress on the global stage. According to the latest data of India's Ministry of External Affairs, there are around 35.4 million non-resident Indians and people of Indian origins residing outside India. The 18th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas themed Diaspora's contribution to a Vikasit Bharat was held from January 8 to 10 in Bhubaneswar, the capital of Odisha, to celebrate and recognize their invaluable contributions. At the event, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated the profound contributions of the Indian diaspora, highlighting their pivotal role in shaping India's global progress and prosperity.
भारतीय जहां भी जाते हैं, वहां की सोसाइटी के साथ जुड़ जाते हैं। हम जहां जाते हैं, वहां के रूल्स, वहां के ट्रेडिशंस की रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं। हम पूरी ईमानदारी से उस देश की, उस सोसाइटी की सेवा करते हैं। वहां की ग्रोथ और प्रॉस्पेरिटी में कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं। और इन सब के साथ ही हमारे दिल में भारत भी धड़कता रहता है।
Indian immigrants have had a profound impact on India, with one of their key contributions being the remittances they send. According to a World Bank blog, India received a record-breaking $129.1 billion in remittances in 2024, the highest amount ever recorded by any country in a single year. This highlights India's significant role in the global remittance market and underscores the country's strong ties with its diaspora. Driven by a strong sense of connection to their homeland, the Indian diaspora is increasingly motivated to further enhance the economy and amplify their contributions.
The Indians are leading in the developed countries and across the globe. We can bring a lot of work, we can bring our experience, we can bring our knowledge to get more and more work job introduced in UK, and we can get the contribution to the GDP accordingly.
The Indian diaspora has played a significant role in shaping the global technology landscape, particularly in information technology and other tech sectors. However, the Indian diaspora's influence extends far beyond the technology sector, with a significant presence across various industries such as finance, healthcare, education, entrepreneurship, politics, entertainment, and more.
If you look around what's happening, some of the top CEOs and the top executives of worldwide companies are of Indian origin, such as Google or many others actually worldwide. And this is a phenomenon not by chance but by design. And this is happening because worldwide the Indian knowledge that has been propagated over years, not only that but also the trust that the Indian people portray on a global scale is very welcomed, and it builds over the long-term duration, long-term generational impact is created. So I think Indian diaspora, when you empower it, when the Indian government empowers it, will create a phenomenal effect.
Just as Indian origin CEOs and executives are leading top companies worldwide, Indian communities overseas have also played a crucial role in spreading Indian culture, especially through food and fashion. They have significantly contributed to the global appreciation and adoption of Indian foods and attire, offering an immersive cultural experience to foreign nationals.
India is so rich in culture, and you can see even at the airport. You can see like a lot of like different like style, type of people. Like wow, it's amazing. Because I like spicy food. Even in my country, we eat a lot of spicy food. So it's like so rich in spices. You can feel like from the smell and the taste. I really like it, and like the way like how they eat with their hands. We also eat with our hands too. So it's like I really like it.
The impact of the Indian diaspora continues to expand, driving not just substantial economic growth and technological progress, but also fostering vibrant cultural exchanges that bring together diverse societies. The ability of the Indian diaspora to adjust to new surroundings while staying connected to their heritage allows them to contribute in many ways to global progress, making them important players in today's interconnected world.
India and the Maldives have long enjoyed a close and cooperative relationship built on shared values and mutual respect. In a positive development, India's External Affairs Minister Subrahmanyam Jaishankar recently held constructive bilateral talks with Maldivian Foreign Minister Abdulla Khaleel in New Delhi, marking a new chapter of collaboration between the two nations. Take a look.
India-Maldives relations are characterized by strong bilateral ties, particularly in areas such as defense, security, trade and development cooperation. Historically, India has been a key partner for the Maldives, offering vital assistance during natural disasters and providing support during periods of political instability. New Delhi has also played a crucial role in ensuring the security and stability of the Maldives, especially in areas like counter-terrorism and maritime security in the Indian Ocean region. Given the long maritime boundary the two nations share, regional security cooperation remains essential. In a recent development, India's External Affairs Minister Subrahmanyam Jaishankar held bilateral talks with Maldivian Foreign Minister Abdulla Khaleel in New Delhi, marking a significant step forward in strengthening their partnership. Khaleel, who was on his first official bilateral visit to New Delhi, signed and exchanged memorandums with Jaishankar on community development projects. This visit signals a new chapter of enhanced collaboration between the two nations, focused on fostering greater ties and working on shared development goals.
India has always stood by Maldives. For us, you are a very concrete expression of our neighborhood first policy. We have, particularly in terms of financial support at this challenging time, the resubscription of the treasury bills, the currency swap lines of $400 million and 3,000 crore rupees have been, I think, very critical.
India has been a key partner in helping the Maldives enhance its infrastructure, supporting the country's development goals across multiple sectors. India's involvement in infrastructure projects, such as the Greater Male Connectivity Project, is poised to significantly impact the economic landscape of the Maldives, creating new opportunities for growth and collaboration between the two countries.
On the development front, assistance from India has been transformative. The Greater Male Connectivity Project is a shining example that is set to transform economic landscape of the Maldives.
Maldives-India relations had experienced a setback after Mohammad Muizzu came to power in April 2024, with his government demanding that India withdraw its defense personnel stationed in the Maldives. However, following a series of diplomatic talks and meetings between both nations, efforts have been made to rebuild and stabilize the relationship.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Iran's military showcased its air defense weaponry on January 7th in demonstration exercises. Missiles and radars were on display at the drills in the southern province of Isfahan. The commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, Hossein Salami, said it was necessary to test the weapon systems in an environment close to that of a real-world scenario. Entity is a global leader in research and development, particularly in optical electronics. Entity's innovative optical and wireless network technology replaces traditional electronic communication with advanced optical communication. Dr. Katsuhiko Kawazoi, the godparent of IOWN, unveils its true potential and the transformative future society it aims to create.
アイオンを発表したときにその3つの効用という形で発表したんですね。一つはいかにエネルギーを減らすことができるかというところの課題ですね。最終的には100分の1ぐらいのエネルギーで、情報の処理伝送ができるんじゃないかなというふうに考えているところです。2つ目は光を使うことによって今までもその光を使ってるんですけどどうしても電気の処理が間に入ってしまうので例えば伝送容量といいますけどどれだけ運べるかといったところでいうと125倍ぐらいに増やすことができるんじゃないかなということで、この容量の面を見ても光の方が優れているということでその効用も生まれるだろうというふうに思いました。もう一つは遅延時間ですね。インターネットで使っている仕組みとしてその、電気を使ったルーターというものがあるんですけどもこのルーターを介しながらいろんなところがつながっていくという仕組みだとどうしても一旦そこで待つことになるんですよね。待たせることになるのでその待ち時間が重なっていくことによってその遅延時間というものが増えてしまう。これが一方そのアイオンでエンドエンドで光でつながってくるようになるとこれが大体200分の1ぐらいになるんじゃないか。
In 2019, Entity introduced a groundbreaking innovation, the optical transistor. This advancement, known as membrane compound semiconductor devices, concentrates strong light within a thin active layer. Compared to traditional electrical systems, it allows for faster data transmission, greater capacity, and significantly lower energy consumption. Dr. Kawazoi envisions a shift in consumer attitudes towards electronics and energy with the widespread adoption of IOWN contributing to a more sustainable society. North Korea claimed to have successfully launched a new hypersonic ballistic missile. According to state media, the missile traveled 932 miles at 12 times the speed of sound, reaching an altitude of 62 miles before hitting its target. The launch occurred less than 2 weeks before US President-elect Donald Trump was set to return to office.
Time and again, officials in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan make hollow promises to resolve the ongoing electricity crisis. The recent protests in Hunza were once again suppressed under fake assurances, but there is no clear indication of when these problems will be addressed. The cycle of broken commitments has left the people of POJK uncertain and desperate for a solution that never seems to materialize. A report.
In Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, crippling power outages have become a daily reality, with residents enduring up to 23 hours of load shedding. The harsh winter months have exacerbated the situation, leaving thousands struggling to heat their homes, cook meals, and access basic amenities. The lack of reliable electricity is a long-standing issue in POJK, where outdated infrastructure and limited integration with Pakistan's national grid have left the region unable to meet growing energy demands. Chronic underdevelopment compounded by insufficient financial investment from federal and regional authorities has only worsened the crisis. Frustrated by years of neglect, residents of Hunza district recently staged a protest, blocking the Karakoram highway for 5 consecutive days. Demonstrators accused the Gilgit administration of deliberately depriving the region of its rightful share of electricity, plunging local communities into darkness and disrupting daily life.
जो हुंजा में साफ शिकन लोड शेडिंग है और जिसकी वजह से 24 घंटे में 30 से 40 मिनट बिजली हुंजा में आ रही है। रात को -15 से ज़्यादा सर्दी है। तुलबा को इंटरनेट में असर नहीं, बिजली न होने की वजह से लाइटिंग का इशू है, हीटिंग का इशू है, कुकिंग का इशू है।
The protest also brought the critical Karakoram highway, a vital trade route connecting Pakistan with China, to a standstill. Containers carrying goods were stranded on both sides of the road, causing severe economic repercussions. While the protests have now ended after the government promised to address the demands of the residents, locals remain skeptical. Many view these assurances as hollow and temporary, designed only to diffuse the immediate unrest without offering any long-term solutions.
तकरीबन 80,000 से ज़ायद ज़िला हुंजा की आबादी इस वक्त बिजली के एक बल्ब के जलने के लिए तरस रही है। इंतहाई हसास, इंतहाई दिफाई एतबार से, स्ट्रेटजिक एतबार से इंतहाई अहमियत का हामिल ज़िला हुंजा, जहाँ पे सी-पेक का गेट, चाइना के साथ पाकिस्तान की कनेक्टिविटी का रास्ता और इंतहाई हसास बॉर्डर के ये कम्युनिटी इस वक्त दिन में 1 घंटे 20 मिनट की बिजली के लिए तरस रहे हैं। अवाम गुज़श्ता 4 दिनों से सड़कों पे।
The ongoing power crisis highlights Pakistan's inability to effectively manage its occupied territories. Despite Hunza's strategic importance as a gateway to the China-Pakistan economic corridor and its status as a major tourist destination, the region remains chronically underdeveloped. The crisis comes just weeks after Pakistan and China announced year-round operations of the Khunjarab Pass, a key sea-pack route. However, the unrest raises serious doubts about Pakistan's capacity to uphold its commitments under the multi-billion-dollar project. While Beijing has poured over $25 billion into CPEC, the situation in Hunza underscores the stark reality. Pakistan's mismanagement and neglect of its occupied territories threaten to derail one of its most critical economic partnerships. The protests in Hunza may have ended, but the region's power crisis and systematic marginalization remains unresolved. As Pakistan continues to prioritize short-term appeasements over meaningful solutions, the people of POJK are left grappling with the bitter reality of neglect and deprivation.
The recent call for jihad by the Prime Minister of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has sparked widespread outrage. Critics, including human rights activists and political leaders, warn that such rhetoric will only escalate violence and destabilize the region further. The puppet Prime Minister's statements made during the so-called Right to Self-Determination Day have emboldened jihadi groups, raising concerns about the safety of secular and progressive voices in POJK. A report.
The recent call for jihad by the Prime Minister of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has ignited a wave of outrage, with critics warning of dangerous implications for the region's security and stability. The statement, made during the so-called Right to Self-Determination Day on January 5th, comes at a time when tensions are already high in POJK. Human rights activists are condemning the rhetoric as a reckless escalation of violence.
The offer made by the Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir Prime Minister Chaudhry Anwar al-Haq to jihadi organizations that the government of POJK will facilitate and revive the jihadi culture in POJK is testimony to the worst kind of political opportunism on his part. He has completely lost his popularity after the civil disobedience movement that was launched by the Joint Awami Action Committee. He was forced and pushed to the wall to release political prisoners in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. And 5 to 6 general strikes over a period of 2 years he had to face, which has decreased not only his own popularity and the popularity of his government, but also the popularity of the slogan Kashmir Banega Pakistan. And Pakistan is hated in POJK today so much that you cannot raise Pakistani flag voluntarily in any part of POJK.
By stoking jihadi rhetoric, the POJK government risks targeting progressives, liberals and secular nationalist elements in the region. Human rights activist Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza highlights that jihadi groups have already infiltrated multiple online platforms, including WhatsApp groups within the Kashmiri diaspora, where they are actively monitoring and threatening those who hold pro-Indian or secular views.
The jihadi element has already infiltrated into various WhatsApp groups, the Kashmiri diaspora WhatsApp groups, and they monitor them. And then they threaten secular-minded nationalists or pro-Indian stance, those who take pro-Indian stance. They threaten them, they demean them. They are being empowered by this POJK Prime Minister. This is the first time in the history of POJK when a sitting Prime Minister has said that the government will facilitate jihadi culture. The government will facilitate jihad in POJK. And the result was that the same evening, jihadi groups, Jihad Council and other Lashkar and all those Mujahid, they all were on the streets of Muzaffarabad and they were celebrating with automatic weapons.
UK PNP leader Sajid Hussain condemned the POJK's PM rhetoric, calling it a deeply troubling sign of extremism that threatens regional and global peace. Hussain argued that framing such a call within the context of advancing the Kashmir issue signals a departure from diplomatic norms and a troubling endorsement of violence in the name of Islam. Hussain argued that framing such a call within the context of advancing the Kashmir issue signals a departure from diplomatic norms and a troubling endorsement of violence in the name of Islam.
This rhetoric, steeped in extremism, is a direct incitement to violence, posing a significant threat to regional and global peace. Such declarations, made under the guise of advancing the Kashmir issue, represent a dangerous departure from diplomatic norms and a blatant endorsement of terrorism in the name of Islam.
The POJK Prime Minister's call for jihad highlights the growing radicalization within Pakistan, where extremist rhetoric is being used to further political agendas. This alarming trend poses a serious threat to regional stability and fuels terrorism under the guise of religious and political causes.
Indeed, the puppet PM's rhetoric could spark a dangerous escalation in POJK. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.